Hi guys, let me put you in the little thing. Grab this. And let me see. I'm trying to figure out a way. Might have to go even lower or, yeah, let me go lower. Sorry, I'll know next time which one to go with. And it seems to be right there. Okay. And we'll turn it this way. And, oh, I guess you don't want to see the ceiling. Let me see if I can figure out how to turn this around. Settings, camera. Okay, yeah, that one. And no. There we go. Don't want it to turn it off. This way it'll be wherever you can see what I'm doing. Find the right area? Yeah. Okay. We'll come over here and then I'll join in so I can see. Okay. All right, now I'm in. So no one's in here yet. So it's just me and my diamond painting. This is so cute. So no one's in here yet. So it's just me and my diamond painting. Okay, and my. This is so cute. So no one's in here yet. So it's just me and. Okay, oh, I know how. I gotta turn this one down. Turn this one down. I just gotta find my volume. Oh, I know how. I gotta turn this one down. Nope, that's not it. Oh, yeah, that's it. Nope, that's not it. Oh, yeah. That's not it. Oh, guys, I'm sorry. I think I found it. I just got to get to it. Oh, guys, I'm sorry. Okay, come on. I know I was just there. Nope, that is not what I'm wanting. I'm wanting media. Oh my God. Okay, now we'll do this. I'll mute this one and do it that way. So now I'm entering the studio. All right, now what I did is I muted one. All right. Is that good? No more of that crazy stuff? All right. Is that good? No more of that crazy stuff? Okay. Wants me to refresh. Come in and refresh the page. Refresh. Just put this big C button. There. Just put this big C button. Wanted to turn media off on it. There. I think I finally got it. Now I got to get in. Your browser has lost your mic. Wanted to turn media off. User care might know refresh spray. Restart to test or discontinue. Enter two. Now I got to get in. Browser has lost your mic. Media off. User care might know refresh spray. Restart to test or discontinue. Enter two. Now I got to get in. Browser. Okay, turn this one all the way down. All right, I think I've gotten rid of the reverb. I don't hear no more craziness. See, get this where you can see it. I'm using my tweezer for the next tray, and that one's Sassy Lemon. That is my PJ pen. I'm gonna have to reach down here. I'm using a Sparkle Gem. I took the right there. I'm using a Sparkle Gem right here. Yeah, and it's weird because they're round. So that's kind of strange. But this is just a pop-up live. It's like I've been doing so many videos. I got some going up the 27th, the 26th, and I think I put 3 up today. So yeah, it was fun. Been recording all day long. Okay, these are in. This is the cat. This is in the garland. That's what this stuff is called. Garland. It's been so long since I put any of it on my tree. And I was like, I don't know what it's called. But this is the cutest canvas. And you can sort of see the kitten or the cat. Here's his leg. Here's right here. That's his leg and his face. And then this is the other cat, his leg. So it's starting to come together. First, I was just like, it's just a bunch of collars. What in the world? Thank you to the two that are in here working and lurking. Unless it's just counting me twice. I don't know. It could be. Never know. Never know. This was just a pop-up live, so it's just going to be if people see me that they'll come in because, they may not. And it's the Friday before Christmas. And yeah. But I thought I'd just throw something out there for a few minutes. I've gotten another stash video out there. It just went up a little bit ago. It was like, oh my Lord. Found another one that doesn't have the drills with them. I have to hunt for them. Because I'm not sure where them things are. And so I can hunt for them. I've got, I think one whole shelf cleaned off. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make labels or, cut pieces of paper and tape them to it or something. I don't know. And I'm going to put I got a bunch of trees. I noticed I have a bunch of trees. Don't know what it is with me and trees, but I have a bunch of trees. I have an ice tree. I have the pink tree. I have the 4-season tree. So I'm just going to make an area called trees. And then I've got the roses, and I know I have more and I got the blue roses and the pink roses, and I got the purple flowers. So I'm just going to make one that's going to be roses and flowers. If it's a rose or a flower, it's going to go in that area. And I know I've got a bunch of landscapes. And so I'm going to make an area called landscapes. I know I've got a bunch of fantasies. So I'll make an area called fantasy. So I'm just going to make up multiple areas of selected genres, and that way I can put them in a genre. And when I'm ready to do a dragon painting or whatever, oh, excuse me, it was Thanksgiving dinner, but any kind of genre I'm specifically wanting to do, I can just walk in there and go to that area of the shelf and pick a painting. I found my dragon dancers. I know I got a couple more big Josephine walls. Um, then I have quite a few smaller ones. I think, to me, a 40 by 50 is small. I mean, I know they're not for everybody, but they're small. But when you work on these big 50 by 80s and 50 by 90s a lot, 40 by 50 is tiny. And you're like, oh, thank goodness. And then I found a lot of my alley that I bought at the end of 2019 and beginning of 2020. And that was before I found the bigger companies, the more premium companies and the companies that, license their stuff. Because I didn't know nothing about licensing and all that. I figured if it's on there, it's licensed, just kind of the way I thought. And so I now know different, but a lot of them I'm noticing they're changed just a little. I guess that's kind of what they're doing is they're changing them just a little. It might be they'll take out some dragons or they'll take out an element or, add an element or something, but they're just a little off. They're not quite the same. But found those. And oh my goodness, when I get to that box, it has all the stuff I got from Amazon. It was like 4 in a pack and 5 in a pack, and I never opened them up. That's going to be fun. At least those are poured glue, and you'll be able to see what the pictures are. And I'm thinking about putting them in a portfolio until I get ready to do them. That way they'll start flattening out because they've been all rolled up and they don't like to unroll very well because they're tiny. These bigger ones, once you get the paper off them, they'll flatten out pretty good. But those small ones, they like to stay, if they've been folded, they like to stay folded. That's their jam. They want to stay folded. And I do have one up, my new Art Dot box. Because I know other people have bought this for a 4-drawer box. But this one here, the drawers are really awesome. They open out really easy and they don't have no problem and they don't stick and they don't jam or anything. They're really, really, it's really kind of nice. And I might actually get me another one because I'm going to put my sparklers and and metallics and my crystals and ABs and all in it so that they're not just floating everywhere because they're floating everywhere right now. I'm going to just poof, scattered out. They were like scattered in the wind. I cannot believe nobody has come in yet. And I know we're on YouTube because that's how I got on my other apparatus. So I know we're out there. Okay. These are my scissors that I got when I worked in the cat lab. I got my girlfriend. I told her, I said, can you do me a favor? One of these days at work. I said, can you get me a bunch more scissors? And she was like, yeah, sure. You see, this is an ornament. So I want it to have ABs in there too. That's an ornament. This thing down here is like a blanket that he's wrapped up in and kind of pollen and everything. But it's an ornament. So I'm going to put that right there. But this is more of a whip and chat. So, and I hope everyone's going to have a fabulous holiday. But I'm actually sitting here diamond painting as I'm doing this. And And I know everybody's probably getting ready, wrapping their presents and having last minute dinners. Because I figured I'd put this up there for the ones who, don't have anything to do. I know a lot of people are doing stuff with their families. So if I don't get anyone in here, at least it's out there. And I've gotten where I went back to my very first Diamond Paint live, my first live, and I'm labeling them. And that way, if something is specific mentioned, I can tell you, go look at this number. So each of them get a number now. And I think this one's number 37. So this is 37th live I have done. I certainly hope they have improved. And to anyone that comes in that is a subscriber, thank you so much for subscribing. I really, 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 really appreciate it. And for those that have just floated by, think about subscribing because there's no telling what's going to happen, what's going to be said. It's just kind of like we just go with the flow. We go with the flow. We don't tell people they can't say anything. It is free game. Let me see if I have another yellow over here. I have a whole, check it out. I have a whole Elizabeth Ward full of ABs. Okay, now 307. I'm going to get the lid off. Okay, let me see. This one is the same color. No, it's a little bit lighter. I'm going to use that one. Or I have some pineapple. Maybe I'll use pineapple in it. I think I'll use pineapple in it. Pineapple is a jelly that you can see through. So it's a jelly, like a jelly belly. And they're round because they're sparklers. And I am going to put them in here. I'm going to take one of these out because you don't need both. I now know how to get to. But, oh, good God. Come on. There we go. My table does not exist right now because all those videos you've been seeing, that's where all those diamond paintings are hanging out right now, is on the kitchen table. So I got, like 4 or 5 diamond art clubs. I've got about 15 of the stash paintings hanging out. So I got a bunch just hanging out on there. I do have the one I worked on, the one I did the small post review on, the winter landscape. I have got the foam board cut and I do it in double layers. I've got them glued together. I've got it sitting on it. And then what I'm going to do, I got to go get my staple gun. I'm going to wrap them around and staple it to the foam board. And that way, if you have it double layered, the staples don't go through it. So you can staple it, but it don't go through it. And I'm going to take my Chuck Pinson, which is Space for Reflection, which is up above my fireplace right now. And that's more of a fall picture. And I'm going to put that winter picture up there because, frankly, that's what it's kind of been looking like outside. Okay. What do I do with? Okay. My diamond painting wax is around here. It probably fell on the floor. So I will just get another little heart. Plink. Hi, Tijuana. I was bored. I made all them videos together today, and I thought I'm just going to get on and talk because I've actually made one that's going up Monday and one that's going up Tuesday, and I got 5 more out of that haul that I've got to do somehow. But yeah, get all them haul videos up so that I can do the reviews because they sent me the little link to review them, and it's like the only way I'm going to have them out of the box is if I do an unboxing. So it's like okay, we will get it done. One of them is the Celtic butterfly or dragonfly, and that thing is so pretty. And all the ABs in that are in the butterfly or the dragonflies. I don't know why I want to call them butterflies, but in the dragonflies. But I've done that one, and I did self-portrait today. And then I did the stash video. And then I did the post review video, and then one other one. Oh, the art dot box. Which that art dot box it opens and closes real easy. So like I was saying earlier, I'm actually going to buy another one. Why am I putting them in 5s? I am actually going to buy another one so that I can have 2, because I've got quite a bit of bling. And I think that's a 5 under this one too. Yep. How about further down? Is this a 5 or is that an X? That's a 5 too. Okay, I was just getting I was getting jiggy with it. Okay, and that one's a 5 too. What about these 2? No, that's an X and an X. Okay. So I can leave these because that's an X. And this one's an X. And I just need to go find a few more X's to put these other ones on because they got sticky on the back. As you know how sticky these double-sided adhesive are. The one thing they don't have a problem with is sticky. Because once you put it somewhere, it's pretty much there. Hi, Vicki. I hope you're ready for Christmas and can just kick back and relax. And I actually need the vacuum, but I don't want to. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow because I've been videoing all day. And so maybe tomorrow I will get up and vacuum the living room and sweep the kitchen again. For having no one here except for me and the dogs, I sure have to do a lot of sweeping of the kitchen. But get that done so that when everyone shows up on Sunday, it'll be good. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear you're sick. I hope it's not that stinky flu because it took like 3 weeks to get over that crap. I mean, it was awful. It did it. Well, the first and the second week was really bad. But it took like the third week was just, really worn out and tired. But the first week hit like a freight train. So, I mean, it was just, oh my God, I don't do well with being sick. But then I'm hardly ever sick. And if I got any nausea involved, I'm one of them people that will roll around on the bed and you'll think I'm dying. Yeah, that's how I was. I actually COVID tested myself because I was like, man, this is awful. What is this? So I did test myself. And I mean, I really wanted to know, so I didn't do that to stick it in your nose. I did it like they do at the hospital, and hit for the brain. But it was negative. So, but then my daughter called and said that one of the grandkids that I had watched for a week had the flu. And I was like, oh, well, thank you. Now I know. And it was like he had it, and his cousin, because I had all five of them, his cousin came down with it. Ah, yeah, that could make a difference. I'd wait all day and then maybe test again. But yeah, it's no joke. No joke. And I took the flu vaccine, so evidently flu A was not covered in this year's vaccines because that seems to be the one. Oh man, I'm sorry. And just, I mean, you basically take the same medicine. So, make sure you stay hydrated, keep any fevers under control, um, Mucinex, stuff like that. I mean, when I was working, we gave vitamin D every day. Vitamin D and zinc. Zinc is known for breaking the replication chain in viruses, which is why I take it every day because it actually helps stop them from replicating so they, kind of die out. That's like a coldies. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's like a freight train. Coldies. You know how they always say take coldies for cold? Well, coldies is nothing but zinc in a lozenge. And the reason it works is because the zinc actually breaks the replication chain in the viruses. So that's why, after I think I was after a month, they started that up where we always in the morning gave everybody a vitamin D and a zinc. So that was the two, and that was the two. I mean, I have them and I take them even if I'm not sick. I take a zinc and a vitamin D every day. Now, I was told, good, just stay hydrated. That's the biggest thing. I was surprised. My doctor, I talked to him the other day, and he was like, "Do you notice that at this time of year you get more depressed?" And yeah, and I was like, actually thinking about it, yeah, I do. And he was like, "I think you have SAD." He said, "I think you have seasonal affective disorder." He said, "And it's not uncommon." He said, "It's because it's so dark outside, and the yada 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 yada." And so he was like going on about that, and literally they are ordering me a light. Oh, I was going to say, yeah, pizza would be, ooh, that would be rough. But he is ordering me a light, a special light. He said it's like it replicates sunlight. And he said, I want you to put it somewhere where, and he said, you have to look at it. He said, you don't have to blind yourself and blow your retinas out. But in the morning, when you get up, within 30 minutes of getting up, sit down, have your cup of tea or your cup of coffee, and sit there and, piddle on your phone or whatever. He goes, and then I want you to have this light on and just look at it. Make sure it's where you can see it. And he said, do that for at least 30 minutes. And he said, do it every day. And he said, it will help to keep you from having those episodes of just being so blah. He said it's called light therapy. And I guess they do it a lot up in Alaska because, they have 6 months of dark. And it was like, so he was like, yeah, I'm ordering you one and try that. He said, I think it will help. Because I told him, I said, it's dark all the time. I was like, it's just blah. And so he said, we'll try that. And then I guess the pharmacy called me and said, oh, yeah, this medicine, he had to get special approval to get this sleeping pill. And I was like, well, geez, because they only, I guess, have 2 or 3 that they actually let them give out. I know when I got nausea, man, you don't want to see me with nausea. I'll be on the bed and I'll be moaning and groaning and just like side to side to side, just like you would think I was literally in there dying. Me and nausea do not do well at all. You would literally think that I am flat out dying. So I understand. I feel sorry for myself thank God I have a stash of Finnegan here. Otherwise, I'd be like dead on the door and I'd be in trouble because, yeah, I would. No, that would be bad. That would be bad. Me and nausea are just like, ooh, yeah, no, 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 no. Okay, what's this? Okay, that is that. It comes around, does the blue ball thing. So what's that above in front of him? In front of him, right? Oh, is that some of it? Or is that a cat? Oh, that's a cat. Okay. No, what is that? Okay, that's that. So what is that? That is paw? No. You put it this way and see if I can figure this out. Okay. Here's cat. Here's cat. Here's this. And this. Okay. I don't think it's just making sure it's. Yeah, I when I'm that sick, I can't do anything. I am just can't. I just lay on the couch and feel sorry for myself. Oh, that the one that I'm gonna put up, there's a video out for it. I just put it up, and it was the winter landscape that I finished. I was showing everybody where I put the different special drills, and oh, that thing had so much popping. It was just unreal. It popped like nobody's business. And so once I got it on the counter, yeah, it's an AliExpress, and it's a Huican. Huicans, and they're known for popping. That's one of their things that they are known for. And so I got it and I put it up on the hard counter and just almost put my whole body weight into the roller and got most of them down. And I may actually put some polyacrylic over it once I get it stapled to the foam board. But it's a beautiful painting, absolutely beautiful painting. And then I put all those specials in it, which made it even more elaborate. But yeah, that was like one of them yeah moments. Did I actually cut part of the canvas on this one? It looks like it was just one drill and it'll hang there. Yeah, the only ones that I can pronounce are Man, Huican, Home Fun, and Ever Moment. The rest of them, no. It's like, sorry, I don't get it. Cannot do it. I did order one, because Rose Prophet's my friend, and she just opened a diamond painting store in her store. And I mean, she was always putting all this art out. Beautiful art, fantastic art. And it was always going on a lithograph, or you could get a poster of it. And I was like, that's cool. But I just have so many diamond paintings that I don't have any room. And so I was like, I don't have any room. So when they popped up and said that she had started a diamond painting group, I about fell out. So I went on there and ordered In the Eye of the Beholder, which is a rose and a beautiful lady, and it's her eye. And yeah, I was just like, okay. I said, you got me. You enabled me. But then I got someone with one of my videos the other day. It was the Dakota Phoenix Rising, the tree. And they got on there and they was like, I was doing good till you showed the drills and said Tmall. And then they go, then I was lost, because that one, I'm using it for the Dakota-thon. And I am going to bling the snot out of that, where it's got all those gold ropes that wrap around that tree. And then it's got all those stars that pop out in the sky. And so I am, going to use that one. And she was like, yeah, when minute you said Tmall, you had me bought. Because I had originally bought self-portrait for the Dakota-thon. But then when I saw that Phoenix tree, and I was like, no, yeah, no. And then I was started thinking Tmall, and then I was like, okay, yeah. Because even these poor old hooligans are getting blinged up. I did not realize I had so much bling. I mean, I got a whole container full, and then I got the Elizabeth Ward full. Oh, yes. You need to be very careful. Very, very careful. Very careful, because stopping the meds, man, you could, yeah. And of course, my fibromyalgia during all that stuff really flared up. And it was like, even if I couldn't eat, I would eat a cracker or two and take my meds. Because I'm on some that if I stopped them cold turkey would be really nasty. And yeah, I was just like, no. So yeah. So I understand. I do understand. And if you actually work and have um, rheumatoid, yeah. Yeah, I can understand being careful on the money front, because I just now got to where I have steady money coming in. So mine was more, according to my doctor, I had a little manic moment. But I now have it under control, so that's good. I said, but I only had one like last 9 months. So it's like, yeah, doing good. Because right after my divorce, it set me off. And oh, my Lord, talking about spending some money. Oh, Lord, I'm still paying off them credit cards. And I've been divorced for almost 5 years. But boy, it put me it was like horrible, because, and it was at Christmas time. It was this time of year. In fact, it's been a little over, I mean, it's past the time when it happened. And so the next Christmas, I wanted really everyone to have a, wonderful, fantastic, just, out of this world Christmas. So, I mean, I bought everybody, an Alexa, and I bought everyone, I mean, I bought big items for everyone, and I bought nice items for everyone. And so it was like, I really And I bought stuff that I still haven't even used. In fact, I just found one of them, about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I said, I'm gonna try that. I mean, I bought it forever ago and haven't tried it. And I tried it, and that is the best thing. I don't know about you, but I'm Italian or three-quarters Italian. So I had that little beard that likes to grow in on your chin. And I mean, you can feel it, you can see it. It's very awful. If you pluck them, they come back worse. If you shave them, they definitely would come back worse. So it's this little itty bitty thing, and it's an epilator. It rips them out, and they don't come back for about 5 days. And when they do, they're softer, and they're getting to where they come back less and less each time. Yes, my animals, when I am not feeling good, they are on top of me. They are like right there. I mean, they are as close as they can get with me. I'll have one dog wrapped around my feet, one going up and down the bottom of my body, another one laying there with his head on my shoulder, and the cat wrapped around my head. So every time I'm having it, think that, yeah, they are there for you. They are there for you. They are the one thing I think on earth, other than your kids, most kids, they give you unconditional love. You know, as long as you treat them right, they're there for you. That's like my son, because I was supposed to do that live on Wednesday. And I went to, one of the car places and was like, I need a new battery. Can you take the battery out and put a new one in for me, please? And he was like, yeah. I said, well, it's in the back seat somewhere. I said, I don't even know where. I said, I just know it's in the back seat. And he looked at me and he was like, no, man, can't do that one. He said, I can go out there and get to it and then you'll have to do it, but I can't do it. Well, he broke it all down and he said, there it is. Here's the tools. And it was like I could not figure out how to get that thing out of there to save my soul. So I was taking the tools in and told him I would just take it to the dealer. And this other guy in there, and he says, well, I'll come see what I can do. And he come out and he tried. And it was like, we were just looking at like dumb. And I did not think then to, pull up a YouTube. So when I got home, then it hit me, pull a YouTube up. And when I did, I was like, oh, we can do that at home. And I called my son and I said, I can't see what he's exactly yanking on. I said, but I think you'll know. Yeah, and they'll stay there all night with you. They won't get up till you get up. They are there. But I was like, told my son, I said, I just need you to take it out. I said, then me and dad will, take it into town, and because nothing's going to be open on Sunday when they're here. I said, but me and dad can take it in town, and then I'll, just buy another one. Either I'll figure out how to put it in there, or, when you come back, you can put it in for me. So that's about where we're at on that thing, because I was just like dumb, bum, fuzzled. Could not figure it out. I've never felt so dumb, because I've worked on lots of cars and could figure out stuff on them, but I could not figure out stuff on that one. That one had me. Because it doesn't even have the post. I mean, it doesn't even have the post that you would like if you're charging a car up. Put the put the clamps on. I just like, whoa, okay. But I should have known when my ex-husband's having to go Google stuff to do it on that car. I should have known. I mean, should have known. That was one of those things that it should have just been a given. Just been a given that it was going to be hard. Mini V's. Okay, there they are. At least I had figured out how to get an overhead view for you. but I don't have a face view for you. Sorry, I just don't have another camera that's I can have upright. At least I figured out how to. No, now I have got 4 canvases with lost reels. I got those 3 that are in that box. And then today I found a canvas with no drills. So now I'm up to 4. They're in that room somewhere, but I'm up to 4. I am literally up to 4 canvases now that have drills that are in that room somewhere. I mean, they're in there somewhere. I have just a tripod. And that's what I'm using is just the tripod. This poor little tripod gets drug all over the house. It gets drug in the kitchen to make videos. Gets drug over here to make whipping chats. It just gets drug everywhere. Drug everywhere. But no, I never put them in storage boxes. So it's either on one of them other shelves or got put in one of those boxes that has other canvases in it. But I mean, I've only got one shelf. I've got 4 shelves that are full of stuff. So there's 3 more shelves. I've only got one shelf empty that it could be on. So it could be anywhere in there. And I remember when they has my crown jewel, which doesn't come with drills. I remember seeing a couple bags of drills in that box. So it might be in that box with the crown jewels. I will find them. I will find them. It's like, I cannot believe I've actually, just in 3 stash videos, have come up with 4 paintings. Yeah, it's hard. I know I've been wanting to get into that stash because people have been asking me for stash videos forever. Once they saw my stash. And I was like, yeah, I'll do them someday. And if I tried to put them all in one video, people wouldn't watch it because it'd probably be about 8 hours long. So I usually do 30, 40 minutes and then stop it and then just make another one. I'll be glad when I get to, because I know at some point they started doing poured glue. Oh, yeah, I wanted to start resin, but I was like, oh, Lord, I don't think I can afford to have 2 of these hobbies. One's killing me. Because I got into getting all the NYX trays and TJ pins, which I love these pins. But yeah. That's okay. They'll be there. They will be there. Sometimes when I feel bad, I just put them on and listen to them. And if something catches my ears and I want to look at it, I'll kind of glance at it. But just so I don't feel alone when I'm sick, because nothing's worse than being sick and feeling like you're alone. So at least there's voices. I don't know if that makes any sense. When I feel that bad, it's like, I don't want to feel like, there's nobody here. So I'll just throw stuff on in the background. I don't even watch it. Don't try to watch it. It's just there. When I had that, I slept for 2 days. I slept 20 hours a day. And the only reason I know it was actually really 20 hours a day is I wear a Fitbit and they track your sleep. And I was like, man, I feel like I slept forever. How long did I sleep? And I went and looked and it said 20 hours. And I was like, oh my God. Yeah, I can't do if I'm dizzy and weak, I'm done because I will hit the floor And I'm getting to where, I mean, used to, if I hit the floor, it didn't scare me so bad. But now, since I'm getting up there in age, I don't want to hit the floor because I'm terrified of breaking something. I mean, you actually do have that fear after 60. After 60, you're like, ooh, if I hit that floor, what could break? I mean, you really, that's your thought. You're like, what would break if I hit that floor? And being out here by myself, I'd have to get to my phone to call my dad or brother because my brother's in right now, but he's sicker than a dog. Sounds like he has a UTI. He was calling me for antibiotics, and I was like, I don't have any of those. I said, but you do need them. I said, it sounds like you got a bad UTI. I said, if you let it keep going, you're going to end up with, pyelonephritis, which is an actual kidney where it gets up into your kidneys. I said, so you do need to be seen. I would suggest an urgent care because hospital's going to cost you a fortune. Yep. And so I told him he does need to go to like an urgent care so that he can get antibiotics because otherwise he's going to end up with pyelonephritis. And when you have that, it's usually a 2 to 3 day stint in a hospital on IV antibiotics because you need the big guns then. So I told him it's either you just do it now or you're going to be in a hospital for 2 or 3 days doing it then. So he said that today he was going to run into town, go into an urgent care and be seen so he can get antibiotics. I said, if I had something that would work, I would definitely hit you up, but that's not something I have. I said, if I need one, I need it. Yeah, once that temp comes down and stays down, you'll feel much better. Much, much better. I mean, I'm about to hit my books and see what I can make herbally that's like an antibiotic. Because I know there are some things. I think oregano is one, like an oregano tea, that if you get it before it's really bad, you can take it. Not sure how it would taste, but you can take it. I guess if you like oregano, it would work. Yep. Arthritis meds are hard on you. When you're really sick, it's hard because then you're being double hit. They're hard on the kidney, hard on the liver. Unfortunately, I have started, and I read somewhere, and I thought, well, I'll try that. And it does take care of a lot of the pain because I have it in places. And what I've done is I got some lotion that I liked, and I put frankincense oil in it. And frankincense, because I don't want to use oil straight. You need to always put it with a carrier. Yeah, those would be rough on you with the being sick. Yeah, that's for sure. Um, and so I've gotten to where I'll just rub that lotion in, but you put frankincense oil in there, have the lotion as carrier, but it's the frankincense oil is supposed to help with joint pain, and it seems to be working. My doctors really hate me because they're like, you never want to come see us. And I was like, yep, nope, I don't. I got to remember Monday because I got a letter saying I need to schedule a mammogram. So I got to remember Monday to call and get an appointment because I called my daughter because I don't want to drive in Little Rock. I just don't want to drive in Little Rock. And I was like, Okay, I'm back. That was weird. That was weird. Because it's these stupid buttons on the side of this phone. There we go. This is stupid buttons on the side of the phone. Like they're like, I think I've got it. Yeah, you can see it. It's like crazy. Now where did I put mine? Okay, there it is. But I'm back. That was weird as could be. I'm trying to get it. Trying to get it to where to be straight on your phone to where you can see. Or let's see if that does it. Does that do it? There we go. I'm just trying to get it to where it's in the picture. I think that's got it. Yeah, that's got it. Hi, Ginger. I don't think I've seen you before. Thank you for coming. I'm Cindy with Love and Sparkles. I hope you're ready for Christmas and enjoying yourself and having a great time. I am doing the AliExpress run. The last 3 canvases I have done have come out of my stash, which have all been AliExpress. This one and the last one were hurricanes. So I've got popping drills like yeah, nobody's business because Huracan is known for its popping drills, unless they have improved. But this was bought in 2020. And Vicky's home with the crud. Yeah, it was weird. The phone turned itself off, so I thought it was dead. I plugged it up to a charger and it has 28%. So I don't know what that was about. That was weird. I don't know what that was about. But then trying to figure out phones sometimes is not easy because they just don't act right. My cat's trying to figure out what she can get into. I guess she's finally got all the mice out of here because I haven't heard her banging and strange. But I haven't heard her banging and clanging lately, last few days. So, because usually when she's in there doing her mouse hunting, it sounds like she's throwing stuff around the kitchen. It sounds like, it sounds like a person in there. Yes, I am ready for the day too. I got mine done of course, all mine came from Amazon. And so, Amazon and Etsy. And then I got a couple, like my grandson and my son-in-law. It was like, I don't know. So one's getting Microsoft bucks, and the other one is getting Fortnite bucks. And it was so funny because I heard him come out of his room. I was on the phone with his dad, and his dad's like, "Yeah, he just gave me his Christmas list." I said, "What's he want?" He goes, "First one on the list is Fortnite bucks." I said, "Well, I got that. We're good there." And he was like, okay. I was like, good. I got the good one. I got it right. Yeah, the early Dreamer designs were kind of rough. And that was because the symbols would bleed. It was the canvas type they were using. So when it would put the symbols down, the ink would bleed. And so it made them really blurry. Hi, Helen. And so it would make it very, very blurry. And so the first canvases were really bad about that. And then I don't know if they fixed it, but a lot of them are super, super, super. The saturation is just like off the chart. I mean, it's like poof. And I guess after a while, you kind of get used to it and it wouldn't bother you so bad. But, ooh. And I have a couple of Marie Bones that I need to do. Maybe that's what I'll do is pull out a Dreamers because I got a few of them. I did with Curtis Reikovich. I have a Rainbow Bright hanging in the right outside my craft room in the hallway. My granddaughter's like, Nana, I really want some more pictures, but I don't have any room from all the pictures you gave me. Because when I did Sandy back in, what was it, March, April, May, June for the Micah Jelena-a-thon. What diamond painting? This is from, let me show you a picture. This is from, it's an AliExpress from like 2020. Someone was like, oh, a Dreamer design. So I guess it's also in Dreamer Designs. But it's, where's my lights? So cool right there. But it's kittens on a Christmas tree, under a Christmas tree. And then I'll post it up as a link. But it's kittens underneath a Christmas tree. I'm working on the kittens right now. Like this right here is a kitten. That's his leg. That's his leg. And there's his face. And this here is the garland coming around the tree. Sorry about that. But this is the garland coming out of the tree. So you don't even know how many I have. I got a feeling that what I have in my Gems Flow is not an accurate count. I think it may be more. I got a feeling after being in that room and digging around, some of them didn't get put in Gem Flow. So yeah. But I've knocked, in the last couple of weeks, I've knocked 3 of these. This will be the 3rd one. And that one's upside down. And for some reason, I have been putting drills in upside down. And then I'll notice it because they're flat on top. Get you back in there. Get you back in there. Okay, there. I was like, why is that looking weird? Yep, they've got tinsel and they've got some balls down there. Now they've been having a good time. They have been good, having a grand old time. But let me try this. Let me turn that light off and then see if it'll pick it up. There we go. Yeah, it shows up a little better that way. And this is that kind of Huacan where it's like a 3-inch strip hanging off the side. And I was just like, yeah, I'm done with that. And you don't get no inventory slip with it. So I just literally cut it off and photocopied it to make it for my storage because I'm one of those that has to have storage. Ooh, I'm so sorry. So sorry about that optic nerve. I had and I didn't even know what they were called till my doctor told me the other day. I had an ocular migraine. And I was sitting here and he said, you can either go take your migraine medicine or not. It'll go away. He said, but I don't know how long, and then you may or may not have the headache. And I usually have the headache if I wait. So I just went ahead and took migraine meds. But it's where it's just nothing but sparkles. Yeah, this has the big glue overhang on top and bottom. Found some washi tape in my that last canvas from that last video I did. And I found this, and it's got ornaments, so I'm going to put it around it. But it's got Christmas ornaments all around it. Let me see if you can turn that off again. See if it'll show up. It's got Christmas ornaments all around. And like I was saying, I am going to get me a light that I can put right over here and have it face down instead of, because if it was facing down, it was. Yeah, the popping it's that one. They weren't real bad, but I could tell they were popping. And so I finally just, when I got done with it, I rolled the heck out of it. I used my little fondant roller thing and just put all my body weight. I put it up on the island and put all my body weight into it. That seemed to get a lot of them down. I heard them popping and snapping. I mean, they were just like popping, snapping. It was everything. So I was just like, maybe I got them all. Hope. It was like, maybe, maybe, maybe. And I didn't even know I had an Ever Moment. I didn't know I had one from Diamond Painting Company UK. I didn't know I had one from them. It was like, wow, okay. I had no clue. No clue. It's just like, I'm in amazement at what I find coming out of there. I knew I had the one from Pam. It's like Pam's Diamond Painting, because she was a sponsor for my event. And so I went ahead and went and bought a painting from her. And then Days Dreams was a sponsor. No, it's not Diamond Art Studio. So I don't even think they're still, it's Diamond Art Painting and .co.uk. So it's probably one that's gone out of business. Because Lord knows when I bought that painting. Because all these ones that are in these no-name funky boxes are from like the very end or beginning of 2020. And so I'm finding a lot of them. A lot. It's like, oh my God, where'd all these come from? What is in there? Okay, actually, it's got material. That's what's in there. But I knew that I had gotten one from those two companies, and they're actually pretty nice canvases. But I bought those because, they'd sponsored the event. And one of them, the one that went in the grand prize, I mean, she sent something that was like, I would have loved. Ooh, how pretty. I would have loved to have gotten the canvases or the grand prize, because the grand prize for my event was a diamond painting pin like this one. Let's see where find my here. There we go. A diamond painting pin like this one, not this color, but it was like this one. And then a diamond painting from Distracted by Diamonds. She sent it out drop ship. There was a candle from Candles Emporium. They got Nick's tray. They got from Days Dream. She sent a 30, the little suitcase containers, a 30 count container with 30 full of ABs and crystals and sparklies, and I mean just all kinds of bling. And it was full. And then I had like a 3D printed pen. I mean, it was a bunch of stuff. It was like 9-pound box with a bunch of stuff. And so I was trying to go to people who donated, a bunch of people from Etsy was cover minders and, different little things. And, oh my goodness. I'm fixing to have to start hitting people up again here soon because, to get ready for this coming up September, since we're doing it a month earlier. Now, I do want to go to Diamond Art Studio, or or Diamond Art Studio Club, or whatever that is. Let me see. What did you say? Diamond Art Studio, yeah. And get one. Because I've seen a lot with Admore Zest, and they got some pretty nice paintings. I do have one from Craft Buddy, but it's taken them forever to get it. It's probably stuck in y'all's. I know your shipping right now is crazy, and if they probably put it in with from what the post I read, Every's just got their warehouses just loaded and coming out the doors, and yeah, so I might get it in February, maybe. I've got one from Danny, Diamond Paintings, and she's in the UK, and I think she said that one went out through Every. She's not doing Every anymore right now, but that one had gone out through Every, so it's probably stuck in shipping. So it was like, yeah. So I have one from Danny that I'm waiting on, and it's a real pretty blue abstract. She was like, I can't believe. She was, I can believe, but I can't believe you picked that. I said, oh yeah. And then the one I have from Buddy Painting is the Ann Stokes, the one with the dragon, where she's got the dragons right up their face. And that's the one I have with them. And it's already, on the stretch board canvas and everything. So don't even have to worry about it. Once I'm done, I can just hang it up. That one reminds me of Game of Thrones, actually. Her and her dragons. It really does remind me of Game of Thrones. So I'm kind of wondering if it was based off of Game of Thrones. But I love dragons. And evidently I love trees too, because there was quite a few. So far I've run across three or four tree video canvases in my looking. Cat, what are you doing? Other than having the zoomies. So evidently I really was in a tree mode there for a little bit, because I kept finding these tree canvases. I was like, okay, another tree. Now I found a 4-season tree. One of them I found, the one I did a couple weeks ago, was a fall winter tree. And then I found that cherry blossom tree. So lots of trees. Yep, she's in the middle of her move, and I was like sending out all the intentions and everything for her, to get what she wanted. And I kept telling her, the one you want, one you really need, will come to you. Just be patient. Just be patient. I know patience is really hard. But whenever you try to force something, it's not good. It is not good. I have come to realize that in life, that if you force the issue, you push the issue, it's not going to be good. Yeah, so far she hasn't done my diamond painting stuff or the table. I have heard her in the kitchen on the counter, and she's knocked a bunch of stuff off it. It's like, what are you doing? And then she'll run through like 3 or 4 rooms at one time at 900 miles an hour. And she used to do that, and she has tore up my poor blinds in my bedroom like something horrendous, because she would go from the bottom of the bed straight up the top of the bed, over my head, up into the blinds, and then come back down. So my poor blinds are like trashed. Are they trashed from kids this time? No, they're trashed from a cat. I've decided my cat and my dogs are just as bad as kids. Because, like, the minute I go through here tomorrow, and pick up all their toys and put them back in their toy box and vacuum this floor. Before I get the vacuum put away, they will have, yeah, she'll run right up like past my head. I mean, she hasn't hit my head yet, but, and when you're walking, yeah, they can take you out. Thank God I don't have stairs because I have tripped over her. But yeah, they can be something. And like I was saying, I gotta pick up the room. I gotta pick up all their toys. And so far, she hadn't touched the canvas or drills. Thank God, I haven't fit. Now you hear me talk about you, little princess? Yeah, look, squint your eyes at me. She's there and just squinted her eyes at me. Just literally squinted her eyes at me. But I mean, after I pick up the floor and go through all that and vacuum the floor, by the time I put the vacuum away, they had already stuck their snouts in that daggum toy box and started ripping them out again. And then they start playing tug of war with them to get all the white fuzzies out. So sometimes I think they make a bigger mess than the kids do. Who was it? I think it was Nick's one day. Yeah, they might. I think it was Nick's one day. And I showed her a picture and she goes, "Oh my God," because my whole floor was white. And it was just all the stuffing taken out of all the stuffing taken out. Seems like at night though, they actually want to be in the room with me. So they always stay in the room where I'm at. They always stay in the room where I'm at. I think I'm good on my StreamYard because if you get over a certain many hours, they'll actually turn it off. So if it turns off, it just means I've hit my limit. But I think I went into the new, flipped over to the new on the like the 17th. If I do some of these crazy lives like Cindy and them do, I may have to actually pay for the basic because when you're doing 6 and 4 hour lives, and you're only allowed 20 hours, that'll eat your time up. You'd be sitting there, no time. But then if I do that, I can put like my logo instead of the duck head up in the corner. And you can do overlays then and do other stuff. I've been going to the StreamYard school. I actually pull it up on YouTube and start watching videos. And on Saturdays, I watch YouTube school, which is how I've learned how to make some of my thumbnails a little better, to where you actually get a thumbnail instead of just part of your video stream. And of course, YouTube would never pick a pretty picture out of your video stream. So I figured out that. I figured out how to get that subscribe down in the bottom. That took a little bit, because it was like, how do you get that there? And I think I'm going to go in on the computer and change out the introduction video. Change it over to a new one. Probably do the one that has the most likes on, or the most views on it right now, which I think is the Phoenix Rising tree, actually. That one's got a lot of views. And that's where the video for people who hadn't been in your, or it puts it up on the, like a preview of your channel. It was like, oh my lordy, lordy, lordy. But I can't do all the stuff he talks about. It was like, what? I can't figure that out. I mean, even Canva, I can do basics in Canva, but boy, my daughter can sit there and go through hoops in Canva, and I can barely make a thumbnail. But she works for the university making flyers and stuff, so she works in there. Oh, what is it? It's for like older students, the non-trads, and she works in there. That's kind of cool. Hi, Pommy. Hey, Pommy. Hi. And I did put the link for this stream. Like if anyone wanted to come in, it's in the Love and Sparkles group on Facebook. So I put it there, and I think I put it out for Rose and Cindy, but she's moving. And Rose says she's busy doing stuff with the family this weekend, which is fine. I just kind of put them there just in case. I know Nick's right now is resting. I was actually surprised she put any stuff up, and she put a couple of unboxings up, and I was surprised to see those. I was expecting her to like go really no nothing that had power. Oh yes, it is Christmas Eve for you, isn't it? Wow, that's right. See, for me, it's the day before Christmas Eve. So tomorrow's my Christmas Eve. And I'm going to spend it like vacuuming, and I'll take all them diamond paintings back in the craft room so they're not all out here. I think I will. I know both my kids. I didn't think my daughter was going to be here on Christmas Eve. I really didn't. But her husband's family ended up doing it last weekend. So they did it theirs last weekend. So she was like, change of plans. We'll be there afternoon. We'll do our Christmas at home, and then we'll head up here to open gifts up here. So my thought for Christmas Eve dinner, I know y'all gonna think this crazy, but Nana was not gonna cook. And like today I bumped out 6 videos, I think. So I bought 6 pizzas and put them in the freezer, and I'll start doing pizzas around noon so that when people get here and they're hungry, they can just pull out a piece of pizza and zap it. I definitely know how to zap stuff. Because that was my dinner today. It was Thanksgiving dinner that I had froze. I'd froze a plate of it, and I zapped it, and that's what I had for dinner tonight, was Thanksgiving dinner. But I was like, yeah, Nana is not. Let me sit there because I can't see the bottom. And I kind of need to see the bottom. Yeah, just so I can see if any guests are coming in. So I needed to see the bottom. Okay, where's those buttons? Because there's like a Bixby button and another button. And it's like, oh, I hate these buttons. There we go. There. And there. And tighten that down. There we go. But yeah, I was like, yeah, not going to cook that day. There is definitely, there we go. There we go. There we go. I was definitely not going to cook. So I just went and bought a bunch of pizza. I figured that way I could start cooking so because at the most I can do at a time is 2. So I was like, I can do 2 at a time and start cooking them so that when they get here, they're hungry. I even bought paper plates. I was like, I ain't doing dishes either. And so I figured they could use paper plates and zap it and they'd be good. And they'd be good. Because I know a lot of people that follow me have joined the 11 Sparkles on Facebook. And it's basically just somewhere you can go hang out. Um, you can put your YouTube channel in there if you have one. You can put your Etsy store in there if you have one. I know I do too. It's gorgeous. I love this thing. It's a TJ and MTJ custom. And what they do is if you go to, I think it's Customs by TJ, Custom Diamond Painting Pins by TJ. And you just go in there, and if they popped a pretty one up today. And you put me please, and then she'll put you in the wheel. And if it lands on you, then you can buy it. And they're awesome. And like last year, for my grand prize in my event, so I'm going to try to see if they'll do it again for me this year. But the grand prize for my event last year, it was a TJ pin in it, a big NYX tray, some putty. I had some NYX putty in it. I mean, Buku cover minders, diamond paintings, like a couple of them. I mean, it was just tons of stuff. And I don't know if anyone has ever followed NYX, but I ran mine the same way. I mean, you had a bunch of stuff in a box, and instead of you getting one little thing, drawing in one little thing, it was like if you won that week, you got the box. And then if I had some extra stuff, I would do a random. But yeah, you got the box. So, and evidently I packaged in box really well. This one girl was like, I don't know how you got all this stuff in this box because I can't get it to go back in. But then I hear that when I'm at the grocery store because they're trying to figure out how I got all the stuff in the buggy because they can't get it to go back in. I like Tetris with buggy. So yeah, it was really fun. It was a learning experience. Definite learning experience. Yes, I am. And we're going to do September and October. So it will start September 1st and go to October 31st. And that way you can do it, Drills and Chills, and Festival of Witches with one canvas. Just when you take your start video or picture, just pop it into 3 places. And then each week, just pop it into 3 places. But yes, we are doing it. And actually, my co-host this year is going to be Cindy from Diamond Painting Fanatics. So we'll probably have lives where both of us are up at the same time. Yeah, I'll get a whole because I'm gonna go to the same sponsors I used last year and try to get a few more. Because now with Cindy on board, she can hit up the people she uses for her sponsors. To sponsor and I'll hit up the ones I hit up last year and see if I can get them to sponsor again, because they did a fabulous job. I mean, I was so blown away. I'm telling you, if I could have won that what was in that grand prize, I would have. I would have loved to. My little eyeballs popped out of my head when I saw that. Because it was fabulous. And I was like, oh, I wish I could win this. You can't win your own prize, but oh, Lord. I need to go to her site and start checking some of her drills out too, because, oh, man. All I got to say was like, oh, man. And I'll see if, I can get some maybe I can get some Diamond Art Club gift certificates. And if nothing else, I know I could probably afford to buy a couple of them, or 151 to go into the grand prize or something. But definitely, I know the ones I hit up last year would probably do it again. And it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. But I only had like 35 people that joined it last year. So your odds of winning were really high last year. Your odds of actually coming up with something was really good, because if you get in those ones that have 200 people, your chances of winning on that wheel are 1 in 200. But with only 35, your chances were 1 in 35. So your chances were really good. And everyone pretty much produced, I mean, they all posted every week. So they all were in the weekly drawings. And I'm pretty sure all of you know Atlanta. And Atlanta won one. And then I had a Ouija board. And I didn't put it inside the weekly packages, because some people are very picky about Ouija boards and they don't want Ouija boards. They don't want nothing to do with the Ouija board. So what I did is I showed the Ouija board. It was a cover minder, pretty good size one. And what I did is I made it a me please. I did a live and I said, if you're interested in this cover minder, put me please in the comments, and then I'll put you in a wheel and spin. And she put me please and she won. But yeah, this time it'll be over 2 months instead of just 1 month. And with mine, Tijuana, remember, it's very open. It's, let your witch free got which god is free. But I mean, you couldn't add, god, wizard. But basically, it could be a goddess, it could be a wizard, it could be a witch, it could be a goddess, it could be anything fantasy looking, anything spiritual looking. I mean, it was just anything in that genre. So it was very wide open. And most people have something that would work. I mean, most people would have something that worked. Like that one that I did today. I think it was Day's Dreams painting. That Goddess of Dreams. That was not a very expensive painting. I think it was like $30. It's beautiful. And it's called Goddess of Dreams. I mean, I used Lady of the Forest, because when I researched it, lady meant goddess. And so I just used, you know, Lady of the Forest. I, I told told someone, I said, Sailor's Rune. I don't know if you've seen that video yet, but Sailor's Rune is, I do Let Your Witch Goddess Free, and it runs from September 1st to October 31st. Yeah, see, the Dak Merlin would work because he's a wizard. and I don't require a new start. I don't require a new start. Last year it was a 30 by 40, but I think I'll make it a 40 by 40 size. You have to have left to complete, which would be, right around half of a canvas. And it doesn't have to be a new start, because if you've already started one and you're not halfway done with it yet, use that one. Because all these new starts, yeah. Oh my God, that's so pretty. But all these new starts being required, you end up with 9 zillion canvases and they're so big you can't finish them. So I was just like, yeah, that's not very nice. Make it where they can use what they got. I didn't require it to be a certain company. I didn't even really require it to be licensed, because so many of us, hi Christopher, have done what I did at the beginning. We've gone to Wish, we've gone to AliExpress, we've gone to all these other places. We didn't have a clue about licensing and all that stuff, and we got all these canvases. And everyone else says, oh, you can't use that. You can't use that. You can't use that. You can't. I don't care. Use it, because you're only posting on Facebook. So use it. I don't care. I'm not going to say you have to have a certain company. I'm not going to say you have to have certain this or certain that. You just have to have something that falls in a goddess, god, goddess, wizard, witch, pagany, spiritual, flowy, that kind of feeling. So yeah, I was easy. I mean, I couldn't have made it any easier if I tried. I mean, people was like, can we use this? Yep, you can use that. I mean, as long as you don't have over 50% of it done, you can use it. I was so glad that there's one I'm doing this summer. It's color summer colors. Yeah, I'm doing Nyx too. I'm doing what's that man's name? Oh, the Druid. I'm doing the Druid for Nyx. I'm doing the Hot Man, and then for Snow Good, I'm doing no Spring Flings. I'm doing that Magic Potions, but I know I'm not going to get it done in time, because Nyx starts like the month afterwards. And so I'm going to put it up and use it for summer colors. Because summer colors, she's like, it doesn't have to be new. And if it's got a bunch of colors in it, you're good. And let me tell you, it's got a lot of colors. It's got tons of colors. That Magic Potions. Oh, and then of course, I've been to Tmos, and I was looking at, like, ooh, purple sparklers, and for the purple marbles, and I already know I want Party Pink, which she releases in January. So it was like, yeah, I've been saving my $25 gift certificate I won for that. I just got to remember I have it and where I put it, so that I can use it. But yeah, one of the next unboxings that's coming up is going to be Magic Potions. That thing is taller than I am, or wider than I am, and pretty tall, and so colorful. And my idea for it is I'm going to turn it into a valance over my curtains above my bed. So when you walk in, first thing you're going to see is that canvas. I'm going to get a curtain rod that comes out past the ones that are already up there, and then put that on it so that it's over the top of my curtains, and out of the cat's way, so the cat can't get to it. There's that little demon witchy thing with definitely, she can't hang from it because she don't have no claws. I fixed that problem real quick. She used to run and hang on my leg, and it was only a couple times of that, and I was like, yeah, those things got to go. But she's got back ones, and she still manages to get up my leg. And what my doctor did, my doctor was very good. He keeps them for 3 days. He said that way they can get pain meds, for the first few days when it would really be bothering them. And I had got her fixed and declawed all at the same time. He said that was the way he preferred doing it anyway. He said that way it's all done in one fell swoop. He said he watches them to make sure there's no complications, keeps their pain under control, and then on the third day you can come pick them up in the morning. And he doesn't charge any extra. I mean, that's just what he does. I was like, oh, yeah, that's good. So by the time I got her home, she wasn't really having any pain issues. He told me just to make sure I use shredded paper in her box for about 2 weeks. And then after that, I could go back to litter. And that was it. I know. I'm so glad they're bringing it back because when I bought it, it was a limited edition. But then I guess so many people wanted it and only very few of us got it. And it was so wanted was when they took the limited edition off and said they would re-release it. So I was so glad to hear that. Because poor Nyx got cart napped. She had one in her cart and it was cart napped. I felt so bad for her. I was like, yeah, but no, I stayed up till 2:30 in the morning, 3 o'clock, just to get that little sucker. And for the price, it's like, that's the most expensive diamond painting other than my Haid I have ever paid for. So, yeah. It was like, oh my Lord. Definitely find, either go to the VIP group and look up in their announcements and get their group coupon code. Because sometimes it's 15% off, but sometimes they'll do a sneaky special and you never know, and they'll give you extra. So you never know. You just never know. So it's worth it. It is definitely worth it. It is definitely worth going and checking. Because you just don't know whenever, they're going to throw a 20 or 30%, on you, which would be nice. And they were like, we're not going to announce it. It's just every now and then it'll happen. So, I mean, and it's always there. So you just have to go get it. I used to use Mrs. Coffee's code back when she had one, but then when her and them had a falling out and they made their own page, they kind of took it away from her. But it just goes to show you can't go cussing at people just because you're mad. Same thing with Ruby Q. She went to cussing and they were like, yep, they're done. Well, actually, she wasn't getting sneak peeks no more. And she called them, wanted to know why. And they said, because we don't condone your language that you use on your channel. And she just cussed them out more and took them. She sold every diamond painting she had of theirs. But I can see their point. If you're cussing to the extreme, I mean, not to every once in a while, but you're cussing to the extreme and you're, weekly promoting their stuff and people associate you with their stuff. Yeah, it could be an issue. Could be an issue. But I will because I keep trying to keep an eye on it. So if I see it back in stock, I'll come on and let people know because I know Nyx is looking for it now. I know you're looking for it. But that one's so big, even though I'm fast, I know it's going to take a few months. A few months. And there's like 2 or 3 events I'm in, so it's like, okay, I'll just roll it up and put it on the table and do the other one. I don't have any of them. Well, I might have one. Might have one. But see, back whenever they had all the Mandy Manzano princesses and stuff, I didn't even know about Dak. I had no clue. No ever loving clue. I didn't watch anyone on YouTube. I had no clue. I mean, it just popped up in my Facebook feed one day about diamond painting, and it was Wish. It was Wish. And so I went to Wish and I ordered a bunch from Wish. And then found out about AliExpress. And so I went there and just thought, ooh, pretty, ooh, pretty, ooh, pretty, ooh, pretty. And didn't know nothing about them. So I bought them. And then Color Relaxation came on. It was like, buy 5 and you get 4 free. And so I bought those. And I mean, it was like everyday deals. Buy this many and you get this. And yeah, that's how I got so many. That is how I got so many. Yeah, it is gorgeous, though. That is gorgeous. Maybe that'll be the next unboxing I do. So it'll come up next week, maybe on Wednesday, because I got Mondays and Tuesdays recorded already. Yeah, see, I think I only got 2 princess paintings. I got the Snow White with the blue dress, the light blue dress. And then I got, oh God, I don't know what it was called, but it was like, it was one of the ones that was after, I was just talking about them. Game of Thrones. And it's the red lady in the red dress. That one. I have that one. Cat, what are you getting into? Are you running around getting into things? Yeah, I'm 5'3". I used to be 5'4.5", and I have shrunk 1.5 inches over the years. Actually, they call it your disc or compressing in your spine, but it's like, yeah, I'd rather say I shrunk. Sounds less painful. Sounds way less painful than the other. Because if I just say I shrunk, you don't know how I shrunk. But if I say compressed spine, you say, ooh. I don't have The Whale by Hannah Lynn. I have Mother Earth. I do have Mother Earth. And then I have Betrayal. I can't remember who it was that did that. But it was the one where you have Mother Earth on one side and she's crying and she turns into like a cliff and the tears are going down. And then on the other side, you have a gun and it turns into a city with smokestacks. And so it's kind of signifying, all the pollution stuff is killing the Mother Earth, but then you also have, you know, the gun and the actual, if you look at it and then kind of separate it, you can see the actual picture of Mother Earth. So it's really kind of cool. First, I was like, yeah, I don't want that. And then the more I looked at it and picked it apart, um, there's 2 editions of Ice Princess, but I don't know which is what. Yeah, and I didn't get either of those. I only have a few Jasmine Griffiths. And then I got like, the frog that Nyx did from Craftably. I don't have the frog, but I have the cat and the dog. My daughter's got the the Java girl. And I have a cat Chloe and whatever puppy. So yeah, I got tons in there. But at least when I do their destash, it's just pulling out the boxes and, you know. Man, this is this, because I'm not unboxing them all. Not gonna unbox them all. I'll unbox them when I do them. I'm only unboxing all these Black Fridays because, you know, it was like a haul video. Super haul. I think my final number for Black Friday was 10. Yeah, I was a very bad girl. Very bad girl. Sezzle loved me, but I was a very bad girl. At least Sezzle spreads them out. I don't have any more. Well, no, I do have a Diamond Dots back there. I have the Millennium Falcon in Diamond Dots. It was on sale one day and it was really good price because it's like a $70, $80 diamond painting from them. And it was like, I think I got it for like 25 or something. And I was like, yeah, that's a good price. I'll get that. But my son and them would need more walls. Someone's been trying to convince me to go to like craft fairs and, you know, see if I can sell any at a craft fair. I just don't know if they would sell good. You know, the completed ones. Because so many people say, oh, it was so pretty, but there's no way I could do that. What did I buy? What did I buy? I bought the Ann Stokes Sailor's Rune. I bought Opal, Fire Opal, whatever her name, Fire Opal. I bought, I mean, they're all coming out. I got 5 of the videos done so far. I bought the Wolf Family. Oh, the Wolf Family is beautiful. If you like wolves, and it's not that expensive. It's one of the cheap ones, the cheaper ones from them. You know, they're $54.99. And I mean, I was like, yeah, I'm not that into wolf. I am so glad I got that painting. That painting is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, those wolves look real. They are drop dead gorgeous. I was just like, oh my God, I'm so glad I got this painting. That painting is gorgeous. I got the magic potions. I got self-portrait. I got the Phoenix Rising tree. What else did I get? Oh, I got Cinderella, which is she goes, well, it looks like Cinderella, but at Halloween, because look at all those pumpkins. And I was just like, kind of chuckled. It's a different looking Cinderella, but it's Cinderella. And I wasn't even looking at that one until Uncrafty Crafter said something about it, and then it was like, oh yeah, I want to get that. So I got the Cinderella, and then what else did I get? Got the Sailor's Rune, the Celtic Dragonfly. That is really pretty, and all of the ABs are in the wings and the bodies, so that's gonna be really cool. Trying to think. Got a couple more, but I can't remember what they were. So that's all I can remember. But I know there's a few more because there was 10 of them. And like I say, every video I'm doing, I'm putting the link, if it's still available, underneath the description. And I've got 5 more to go. One comes out Monday, one comes out Tuesday. I'll try to get a few more done. Diamond Dots, all I have is the mermaid with the dolphins and the Millennium Falcon, and I had the Spider-Man, but I did it and gave it to my grandson for his birthday. He loved Spider-Man. Wish I could find some Spider-Man sheets, but yeah. I was able to find dinosaur sheets for my one grandson, but I could not find Spider-Man sheets for the other one. And then my poor daughter, who says her brain is just like, she said it's like Swiss cheese. She says stuff goes in there and it oozes out all the holes. She goes, I remember you told me now. She goes, but at the time I didn't remember you told me. And so I bought him the same thing. So my poor grandson's getting the same thing. He got it from my daughter and he's getting it from me. I looked at her and was like, how could you? I told you that I got him that. She was like, honestly, I forgot. She goes, you can know my brain's like Swiss cheese. Stuff goes in and comes right back out. I mean, they're actually testing her at the VA, but I told her, I said, it's just because you got too much on your plate. I don't think you have an issue. I think you just got too much on your plate. Because she's one of those that tries to do everything for everybody. And she takes no time for herself at all. At all. And it's all about everyone else. And so she has no time for herself. No time to. I think I have Winter Wolf in my stash. And I don't remember seeing the silver. So I just think that a lot of hers is just, her husband doesn't do a whole, he works during the day, but she works during the day. And then when she's not working, she's doing all the crap for the kids. And, so it's just like she's running herself in the ground. And then she wonders, why I have no memory? I said, yeah, because you're doing too much. You need to, take some time for you. Go read a book. I mean, it's just like I remember when she said that she bought a swing set for the kids and she ended up putting it up together by herself because her husband said he worked, so he wasn't going to help. I was just like, that's crappy. I said, your dad was in the Air Force and he flew, and he, if he wasn't out on a sortie and we had something like that to put together, I wasn't to put it together by myself. I was to wait till he got there and then we put it together. I said, it doesn't matter if someone works or not. If you're both working, you both need to do household stuff or kid stuff. That's just the way it's supposed to be. I was just like, no wonder you're like worn out and to a frazzle. And they weren't expecting that last kid. That last kid, he was like, she was on birth control, and he was just one of them birth control babies. He was just meant to be. So it was so funny because she has a new medicine, and the pharmacist called her to say, you're not planning on getting pregnant. You can't take this and plan on getting pregnant. And she sat there and started laughing. She said, I ain't got nothing that I can get pregnant with. Because her last kid, they had to go to Little Rock. And she said, I don't care if it's half hanging out. Ah, okay. Yeah, I don't have that one. But she was like, I don't care if it's hanging out. Here we are going to Little Rock because I am scheduled to have my tubes tied, cut, burnt, shortened, whatever, as soon, the day after. So it was like they were going to go to that hospital, come hell, fire water, because she was getting that stuff taken care of because she didn't want to have that happen again. So her boys are just like not even a whole year apart. I think they're a year and nine. Well, they're in like a year and 9 months, which is not very far. Like for a while, they're both the same age. Or they're for a while, they're 2 years apart, just like a month. And it was so funny because when the one turned 6, the other one said, "You can't be 6 because I'm still 4." And that cracked me up to no end. I just started dying laughing because he was adamant. He was like, "You cannot be 6." He had his fingers, his nose, and everything, and screaming at him, "You can't be 6 because I'm still 4." And I just laughed. And I had belly surgery, so I shouldn't have been laughing, but that was just funny. He was just all bent out of shape because his brother went up a year. So that was pretty unique. And oh, I don't know about y'all, but it got cold here last night. I think we hit minus 17 by morning with the wind chill. I think we were either 1 or 0 without it. And here in Arkansas, that's cold. That's like mega cold. It's like, how cold can you get? Now, I think the only horses I have done is I did one from Craftably. And I did it for my aunt. It was the 2 horses. And I did it for my aunt. And then the other horses was the Jim Warren, the waves, where the horses are coming out of the waves. And I'm actually thinking of, I think I'm gonna, maybe when I graduate from therapy, I might actually give it to my therapist to signify coming out from underneath the wave, because it was bought, for that reason. So I might do that. And evidently a lot of us cyber paint, because he said, "Yeah, I've heard of that. I have a couple other clients that do that." So yeah, that's how our therapist knows about this, because evidently other people, do this. I was like, "Yep." So, but it does help. Does help. Man, I was freaking out last night. I was watching YouTube. This one pops up, and them orb weavers. They're yellow and black, and they're like spiders. And I don't like spiders anyway. But he's like, "Well, we're going to hold this spider and see how bad its bite is." Well, the thing didn't even bite him. He said, "It's a friendly spider. It just kind of crawled around on him, made a little web, and then got off of him." He said, "That's the most friendly spider I've ever seen. It didn't even try to bite me." So I'm glad to know that these things that like to hang out on my back porch in spring and summer, like they'll make them right across where I walk out the sliding glass door, and I'll have this big old spider right in my face. And I call them ninja spiders because, man, you can knock them off that web and across the deck, and they'll get up and come running, and they're right back up there. So I call them ninja spiders. I was like, "Man, you're a ninja spider." Freaked me out. I mean, freaked me out, because I was just like, "Oh my God." I did. I knocked him across the deck, and he was all in a little ball. And so I thought, "Oh, he's dead." And so, I took down his web, and then I went in the house, and I come out about 15 minutes later, and poof, he's right back up there. Got a new web made. And I was just like, "Oh my gosh." So when you hear me talk about ninja spider, that's what I'm talking about. Them little orb weavers. They're quick. They can make a nest or a web really, really quick. And then what they do is that in the morning, they'll take their web down and pack it up and put it away for the day. And I was like, that is the weirdest thing, because I would come out and it'd be gone. I'm like, "Oh, where'd he go?" And then next thing I know, the next day he's back, but he's back in the evening putting his web back together. So evidently they take their web apart at night, and then they put it back up the next day. It's kind of weird. I finally got tired of fighting with them. and finally just made an agreement with him. I was like, okay, here's my agreement. It was like, you don't bother me, and I won't bother you. And that was our agreement. And so, I mean, it got to where he would stay on where he was at, and he wouldn't come any closer. And that was our agreement. You stay where you're at, I'll stay here. I won't bother your house or your stuff if you don't bother me. And then he would just take his stuff away and go away on his own. Because I was tired of fighting with him. So he actually took his web down and he moved it about 3 feet away from the door. So it wasn't right there in my face. I know it sounds crazy, but I went out there and had a discussion with the spider and said, you don't have it right here in the door where I walk into it when I walk out, and I will leave it alone. And so he got to where he was putting them up about 3 feet from the door. And I was like, okay, that's good. You stay over there. I'll stay over here. We're all good. Pretty weird having a pact with a spider, but it worked. Because every day I'd sit there and open that door and it'd be right there in your face. And I was like, oh. I finally went out there and said, you stay over there about 3 feet away from the door and I'll be good. You'll be good. And I won't tear your stuff up and I won't try to kill you. I'll leave you alone and you stay over there and we'll be good. Night, Helen. Have a Merry Christmas. Have a fabulous Christmas and stay warm. As cold as it's been, I've been surprised that Breaking Doggy hadn't shown up. Because usually she shows up when it's cold, when it's raining, when it's snowing, when it's doing anything. She's like, let me in your house. I went in your house. It's warm. Because at her house, she can't go in the house. So she knows that over here, she can go in the house. So she comes over here. Which I find kind of funny. But yeah, she comes over here because she knows she can get in the house over here. So it's like, I'm coming to your house. And so that's how I get her. She ended up over here. I sit there when I first did that and said, oh, I need to find out what my spirit animals are. Yeah. I had the dog breaking in. I had lizards getting in the house somehow. Every time I'd come in, I'd have a lizard in the house. I was like, how did you get in the house? And I would have tons of deer in the yard. So I was like, okay, we're good. I got the hint. Hint taken. And y'all, you would not believe, just not believe. But the other day, when, I don't know if it was UP, it must have been UPS. I used to have an old wooden box for where you put your trash at. Now they brought a book thing out here. But they brought a trash can out here, so we put it in the trash can, but I have that old wooden box. Well, they put my dog food boxes in that old wooden box. And they were down there so far that you could see it out of the top. And these boxes are 45 pounds, so they're not light. They're 45 pounds. So I have 90 pounds of dog food that's in this thing. I knew there was no way I could get it out. And so I called my dad because I was on the way to go spend the night at my daughter's. And I was like, can you do me a favor? And can you go get the dog food out of that stupid stinking box where they have decided it's got to be in that box down in the bottom of it? I said, can you get Robert, who's my brother, And can y'all get the dog food out of the box and take it up to my porch? I was like, 'cause there's no ever loving way I can get that out of there. And I just knew there wasn't, because it's like, yeah, they weigh 45 pounds a piece and they're stuffed down in the bottom of a box. And the other one is actually a little more because it's got like probably 8 pounds of make sure see, I had a hair on there, but 8 pounds of cat litter in it. So I was just like, yeah, these people don't get it. I'd imagine, Molly, because it's probably like our summer, and our summer was horrid this year. It was like super hot. Everything dried and died up, and yeah, it even killed my driveway, because my I had a wooden bridge, and it got so hot that it made that wooden bridge just get brittle and it snapped. So now I got to put a culvert in, because I got about one that goes across it that snapped and one on the side of it that snapped. But it just got so hot that it just killed it. All the trees, all the bushes, even the deer this fall have been puny because everything was dried up. Nothing to eat. It was all burnt up. It was just burnt up. So yeah, I totally understand. Because hot, hot, hot is not pleasant. No way, no how. And you can only take so many clothes off. That's why I like when it's cooler. Because it's cooler, you can put a sweater on, you can put a wraparound on or something. But when it's blazing hot, you can only take so much stuff off, and then you're still miserable. And quite frankly, you don't want to see me with stuff off, because I've hit the age where stuff is sagging and hanging and yeah, doing things that I really don't like. But yeah, so it's like you don't want to go there. Just don't want to go there. So I'd rather keep clothes on it. It's sad, but I'd rather keep it covered. It's like, yeah, no, 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 no. At least you know when it's, and I mean, that's even with it being as cold as it is. If I stayed out there, I'd want a jacket. But just to go out and like get your mail or whatever, I just put a wraparound on, wrap it around, go down and get my mail, come back. Now, what I have done, guys, because it was a really cool price, Amazon now has these, they call them mystery boxes, and they have 12 kits in them for $29. And so I decided I'd go ahead and get one of those, and then I could start doing giveaways and give those away. Because they're not double sided. I wouldn't give a double sided to anybody. That'd be being evil. Because one, unless you know how to fix them, they're really a nightmare. So I wouldn't do that to somebody. But I thought that way I could, like, give a canvas away here and there. Now, I love y'all, but I'm not going to be giving away 60, 70, $80 canvases to people all the time. But I will give you something. We'll give you something. Shipping right now is god awful. I don't know if anyone's tried to ship anything, but oh my lord. Because all my nail customers, when I did nails, I had to ship stuff too because I did a subscription thing where they would have me ship them nails. And yeah, that was the first hinky one was whenever I tried to ship out 2 sets of nails. And one set, I don't know where it went, but it went all around the state, and then finally got to the girl at the end of the month. I don't know where all it'd been, but the end of the month. The other one, it came back to me at the end of the month as undeliverable, no address at this point. So I went and took, because it was a post office box. I mean, y'all, it was a post office box. How can a post office box not be an address? And I knew that it was an address because I'd been mailing to her for months. So I actually took this thing to the post office. I said, here's the postage on it. It's not even been stamped. Yeah, it's just crazy. It is crazy. But the stamp hadn't even been, stamped saying that they've done anything with it. It's got this thing saying undeliverable, no address. And I handed it to the girl, and she goes, well, they didn't even process this. So how would they know if it had an address? And then she typed in the address. She said, that's an address. It's an actual post office. She goes, let me see that. And she took the little sticker off of it and then stamped all the postage that was on it and said, there, now it's on its way. It'll get there. I was just like, and I was like, really? So it went to the post office. They didn't do a thing with it except hold on to it for a month and then bring it back to my house. I was just like, unbelievable. But when I went down to that post office to get a post office box, I don't have it anymore, but when I had one, but since it wasn't being used, I went ahead and let it go. But after dealing with that chick, I can understand. I can understand now. I've got perfect understanding. Because, yeah, I was like, oh my God, no wonder. I've found my packages in the trash box. Yeah, it's crazy. It is crazy. Every time I put something in the mail, it's like Russian roulette. Is this really going to get where it's supposed to go? Because you don't know. I'd rather do it online, and at least you can see if you got a receipt or not. Because, man, I'm telling you, in the mail, it might get there, it might not. You never know. It could be somewhere you've mailed to for 9 years, and it's iffy whether or not it's going to get there. It's really iffy. And I mean, it's like it's just getting worse. I mean, like the 2 packages, the Craft Buddy and the other one from Diamond Painting Fanatics, they should have already been to me, but they're saying that it's probably stuck in that whatever that everything is, where they were saying they actually had stuff that was just sitting outside and piled up. And so I don't know what condition it's going to get here in, or when it's going to get here, or what. And Cindy was like, she'll try to deal with it after she got moved. But she goes, if they don't even know where it's at, I don't know what we're going to do about it. And I don't expect her to go through and buy everybody another canvas. It's basically going to be just sit and wait until it gets to you. And if it's damaged, then put a claim against the postage company. But nothing could be bad as I bought. Yes, I'm one of them creep. I bought a coffee table off of Wish. I actually bought a coffee table off of Wish. Okay, and I actually bought another one. That's the one I have now. But the first one, they sent it as a letter my dad had to sign for. But he didn't pay attention to what he was signing for, so it said coffee table, and they handed him this little bitty envelope. And he signed for it, and I got it, and I opened it. I thought maybe it was like a gift that was coming with it. Well, no, it was a spinner, one of those hand spinners. And that's what my coffee table was. They never sent my coffee table. They never delivered my coffee table. They never nothing with my coffee table. They sent me a spinner. So basically, I paid $200 for a spinner because I tried to fight that with them, and they will show the container it was sent in. Well, it was an envelope, so I threw it away. I didn't think anything about it being the coffee table and needing to take pictures. So now I take pictures of everything, even stupid things, just in case after that, because I was literally out because they were like, well, if you can't prove that's what came in place of your coffee table, we're not going to do anything about this. So I was out. That's the only one I had problem with Wish. But yeah, I was just like, what the heck? I was like, oh my God, no. No, no, no. K's. Any K's in here? Yes, a few. So always keep, always, 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 always keep your receipts, your packages, take pictures of your packages, just in case. You know, so if you get a package and your canvas is all jacked up, don't just throw that package away real quick. Make sure you take a picture of the package to show if it was bent, scrunched, wet, whatever. Because without pictures, you are not getting anywhere. If I have learned anything over this last year, that's what I've learned. Without pictures, you're not getting anywhere. Take pictures. And everyone in here will probably agree on that one. Take pictures, because without a picture, you ain't getting anywhere. You call someone and say, I've got popping drills, and you don't have a picture of a canvas with popping drills to back it up, you're not getting nowhere. You want stuff, you got to have pictures. You got to have the video backup. My hair, I keep diamond painting my hair into a painting, and then it's like I'm spend forever trying to get this 9-inch long piece of hair out of my painting. Like, really? What's this one? That one's a W. And what I'll do is when I get done, I'll take a quick snapshot of this, of what it looks like, if everyone's already gone, and I'll put it up in the community tab. No, you've already been making a mess. Go away. Go away. Go away. You don't need to make a mess on here, and you don't need to eat nothing on here. She likes to try to eat the plastic. I don't know what's with that, but she likes to try to eat the plastic. I don't know if it's the smell of it or what. She wants to eat the plastic. And it's like, no, that's a no. That is a hard no. No plastic chomping. It's so weird the colors they use for this color scheme. It's all like oranges, and the cats are orange, and the stuff on the floor, like the carpet and the blanket that the cats are scrunching up, are all basically in the same color range. It's really weird. Oh, there's a hair. mean, yeah, she come up here like she was going to eat something on my canvas. And I was like, yeah, no, go away. Now she's off running again. Finally, she wears herself out and she lays down and takes a nap. I know she has woken me up in the middle of the night when she's in there clanging and banging stuff because I'm like, what is that? You know, one night I kept hearing something and it was like, could not figure out what in the world it was. And I got up and I finally went and looked out the back door. And it was a squirrel that kept jumping from my roof right over the top of my bedroom to the tree. So the squirrel is just jumping back and forth and back and forth. And what I was hearing was him thumping as he landed on the roof. Because the acorns, we had so many acorns that had like just bombarded the house. It sounded like war zone. She was out there collecting acorns off the roof. But I was like, what in the world is that noise? Because I kept hearing it as it landed on it. You know, fa-foomp, fa-foomp. And I never for the life of me thought of a squirrel until I saw this big fat squirrel jump across and run up the tree. I was like, okay. So I guess we got a lot of squirrels this year because usually we don't. They kind of rotate our animals out here. Like one year you'll have bears and bobcats, and next year you'll have squirrels and deer. And we kind of take rotations, which is kind of weird, but you know, just go with it. Just go with it. I've learned to go with lots of things. It's like, okay, whatever. Kids tell me something, okay, whatever. Some things it's like a hard fat, no, can't do that. But when I asked her mom and I said, well, what do you want me cooking for breakfast? She goes, oh, they're self-sufficient. They can get their own. I said, okay. And so they were like, Nana, you can fix us breakfast. And I was like, no, your mom said you all knew how to and you were on your own. And they come out and they had Cheetos and cookies. And I was like, okay, whatever. I was going with it. He was like, Nana, go with it. You want there's days that I want that for, for breakfast. Of course, my philosophy is always if I'm going to eat cake, do it in the morning. That way I'll work off all the calories before night. So that was my philosophy. Have your cake in the morning. So I was like, okay. You know, that crazy philosophy, if you're going to have a candy bar, drink a Diet Coke. That way they equal themselves out. I can remember having that philosophy. Now you're eating a candy bar on a diet, and they're like, well, that's not a diet. Yeah, it is. I'm eating Diet Coke. And people just look at you like you're crazy. I guess you are kind of crazy, but it's like, hey, it's my kind of crazy. With my kind of crazy, it's like, I'm okay. It's all good. What's this one? Do I have any of this one in there? It does not look like it. I got a whole bunch that I missed. Now that it's serious, whole bunch that I missed. So I'm gonna have to go back through and fill in all the places because I'm missing them. You know, those that you sit there and I know I got them all, and then they're not. And after watching so many other people and they do the same thing, I do not feel bad about it at all because I know I'm not the only one. We all do it. We all do it. Do, 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 do. I think I got all those. Of course, the minute I put it away, I'll find one. I know that's how it works. I know that's how it works. I just know. And yes, Tijuana, I bought a gremlin. I don't expect it till after Christmas, but I bought a gremlin. I think the day she posted that she had them in the store, I bought them. Because I was like, ooh, I wanted that. I'm going to see if for this year for, sponsoring, if she'll do shrimp boats and a gremlin. The gremlin would go in the grand prize and the shrimp boats and the weeklies. And I need to clean off my counter because all those diamond paintings I've been doing stuff with, the toolkits are sitting over on the counter. Like I was saying, 5 of them are done, and I'll do magic potions next, and it'll go up Wednesday. Because I'm not putting anything up over tomorrow or the next day, because I figured with all the premieres, you'd just be fighting against that. So, and there's premieres every hour for 2 days. So it's like, yeah, I'll just wait till Monday to post something. No, 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 no. Say hi to the people. Stick your head under there. Here she comes. You decided not to say hi to the people? Say nope, no hi to people. Say no hi to people. Trying to figure out what I'm doing over here with it. It's what she's doing. She's actually like looking at it, like trying to figure it out. That was funny. She was looking at it, trying to figure out what I was doing. Her little head was just turning back and forth. But I now I have self-portrait going up Monday, I think. And then I can't remember what Tuesday is. Oh, Celtic Dragonfly. And what I've been doing is this came out of the second video of the stash videos. And the first two, the fall winter tree, came out of the first stash video, and the winter landscape came out of the first. So I'm trying to get a video or a painting out of each of the stash videos. So at least I'm knocking some of the stash out because this is the third one. Luna, what are you doing? What are you doing, Luna, my dear? Hmm? Say, I'm going to make it to where it's hard for you to do anything. Oh, y'all can see her ear. She had an ear in the paint. They could see her ear. Yes, you could see her ear. No, you don't need to climb up on me. No, no, no. You don't need to climb up on me. How are you moving that tripod? I want to know that. You keep it up, you're going to be in the video. You're almost there. Almost there. Oop, they can see your ears. They got your ears. Well, I got to answer this real quick. Hello? Okay, I'm back. I'm back. That's my son. He was checking because it got down to below zero, and he was making sure I didn't have any busted pipes and that everything was okay. And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. And I think my pipes are good. I haven't heard any funky noises coming from underneath the house or anything. So I think I'm good. But I got every faucet in the house running. I mean, bathtubs, sinks, I mean, everything. Everything. I mean, even back in the bathroom that no one uses except when the kids are here. Got it running. I remember to even go back there and run that one. And then I'll run it again tonight because it's supposed to be cold again tonight. I don't think it's going to get below sub-zero like it did last night, but it's still supposed to be cold. Last night just got down to sub-zero. And then he wanted to tell me he works at they call it Copart, and it's kind of a like where you get auction cars from. I mean, salvage yard, auction cars kind of thing. You can't just go in there off the street and get a car. You know, you have to go through special procedures. And someone busted open their gate last night and was trying to take off with the car. So he said, today we got to do inventory to find out if they took anything because we don't know if they got anything. I was like, oh, how fun. Just what you wanted to do, as cold as it is, inventory everything you got on the lot. He said, yeah, that was not my idea of a fun time had by all. He said, but that's what we got to do today. And I was like, yeah, it's people getting crazy. You know, they don't want to work, so to get their money, they'd rather go steal it. He said they had a BMW drug halfway, almost to the gate. So I was like, well, they almost got it. What they don't understand is most of these cars have been in bad wrecks and they don't drive real well. I mean, they take them to the auction and auction them off, and people buy them for parts and stuff. And there are some good ones that do drive, but not very many. Most of them have been in pretty bad wrecks, and so they're not something you would want to pick up and drive off the lot. He said, even though some of these people try, he said, sometimes they will actually come in here and try to drive them out of here with parts hanging off of them and dragging on the ground. And he said, it's just crazy. He said, absolutely blooming nuts. And I was like, yeah, it's kind of the way the world is nowadays. You know, every time it gets really bad, people go to thieving. That is one thing I have noticed. When it gets bad, people go to thieving. Because evidently, thieving is the thing to do. I never did that when I was younger because I was always scared to death I'd get caught, and I never wanted to go to jail. Jail terrified me. Absolutely terrified me. So it was like, yeah, good deterrent. You tell me I can go to jail, I ain't doing nothing. Because that is like terrifying to me. Well, I guess my 4 to 6 week wait has started since Rose got the orders put in last night. And so the wait has started for my canvas to come in. But that one's going to be so pretty. So pretty. If you haven't checked out her site, make sure you go check out her site. It's Rose Profit Creations. And you can go check out her site and see what she's got in there. Now remember, everything is Australian pricing, so it converts when you check out. So don't get super alarmed. Because you look at it and go, oh my God, and freak out. But then with Australian pricing, whenever it converts over, I don't think I'd want to live in Australia, man. They must either that or their paychecks must be really good. Because otherwise, I don't know how they survive. Because their pricing over there is expensive. After seeing some of the pricing over there, I have decided our pricing over here is not that bad and we're good. Like I said, unless they're giving them money to equal it out, man, they're hurting. Well, at 10 o'clock, I will shut it down. I don't even know what time I got on here. But at 10, I will shut it down and say good night. And I will see people next week after Christmas and after Santa has come to everyone's house and everyone has their Santa gifts, their Santa baby gifts. My Santa baby gifts were by me to me. Now, of course, I was so sick when I got my lip glosses that I bought, not lip gloss, but lip balms that I bought from um, Ashes We Rise. I just put them on the Christmas tree as an ornament and thought I get them after Christmas. I want to make sure I'm good and over this crud because I don't want to put them on my lips and then get myself sick again by having cooties on my face. I know that sounds crazy, but it was like, yeah, I don't want to take a chance, and I don't want to ruin them and make them where I can't use them because I got cooties on them. So I know I just saw one. Just saw one. There it is. And I was like, I know I just did those. And still missed one. Still missed one. It's like, how do you do that? How do you miss these? Like all these empty spots, except for the H's, I've already done those colors. And those are the ones I missed. It's like, for real? I threw the blanket on the floor so that it wouldn't be up here in the picture. And the dogs are all laying on it. I got one laying over there. I need to figure out what I'm going to get to cut his toenails. I don't want to pay $70 to take him in to get them done. May find a grinder and just grind them down. Last time I ground him down, he didn't have too much of a fit. So I may do that again. Just get one of those grindy apparatusy things and grind him down because, man, he's got some nails that are getting long. And he weighs like 5 pounds at least. And he always wants to try to jump on me. And I'm like, no, 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 back off. I'm always telling him off, back off, big rabbit. Because I can tell you right now, I would be on my butt. If he hit me full bore, he would stand taller than me and he would drop me on my butt. For sure. A big punk. Instead of howdy doody time, it'd be howdy booty time. And I sure don't want no fractured booty because those things hurt. Probably be like a broken toe. You know how there's not a whole lot you can do for it except whine. I don't know about anyone else, but you break your toe, and all you can do is just really whine about it for a couple weeks. Well, imagine breaking your tailbone is the same way. Not a whole lot you can do for it except for whine. It's like, would you like some cheese with that wine? And I'd be like, yes, please. And I want some real wine to go with my cheese. And that's what I might do tonight. If anyone's on, watch some lives and have a glass of wine while I'm watching. Because I stopped on the way home. And it was so funny because usually I get the medium-sized bottle. You know, they have little bitty bottles. And they have the big, big, huge bottles where you look like a lush if you get that one. Or they have the bigger one, the bigger one, but it's not the huge, like, gallon-size looking one. Well, all they had was these little itty-bitty ones or the gallon-size one. I looked at it, and little bitty ones were like $6, and the gallon-size one was like 14. And I looked at the guy. I said, "You're just going to have to think I'm a lush," and grabbed the big, huge one. He almost fell out laughing. I was like, "You're just going to have to think I'm a lush because I'm getting the big one." I said, "I'm not going to pay that to buy 2 or 3 to make it look better, like I'm just drinking little bottles of wine." I said, "I'll just get the big bottle." I said, "But I promise you, I'm not drinking it all at one time." And we have one called Mogan David Blackberry. It is so good, and it's smooth, and it tastes like blackberries. It is so good. And that's pretty much what I've got where I like to drink. And if I want it cold, I just throw an ice cube in it. Waters it down a little bit, but not bad. And it's cold. And there's one I really like. It's a Manischewitz, which is a Jewish wine, and it's their red cream cordial. It is so good. I've had the white. I thought I'll try the white. It was not as good as the red. No one down here carries it. To get it, I would have to drive 3 towns away. 3 towns away to get it. Because most of our counties are dry counties, which means you can't even get alcohol in them. They are alcoholless counties. And I don't understand that because basically all they're doing is make it to where you have to drive far away to go get it. Okay, and you go get it and you're really wanting it. So the first thing, if you know people, what are they going to do? They're going to drink some. So if it was right there in their own town, they wouldn't have to drink it, on the way home. That's like an hour away because it's right there. But no, we got to make it to where it's an hour away. So, if they pop it, then we can get them for DWI because they have an open container. And it's like, y'all are just evil. Just make it to where it's legal in all the counties to sell it, and then it wouldn't be an issue. Because they act like if they don't sell it, it's not going to be in their county. Well, I got news for them. These people will drive forever to go get the stuff. They will drive. And they will drive a pretty good distance. But I know Conway is a dry county, and they will drive to Maumelle, Mayflower. They will drive to Blackwell, which is way far away. Morrilton has some, but not a lot. But yeah, they will drive pretty good distances to get it if you're living in a dry county. So being a dry county doesn't keep it out of your county. It just makes it where you got more chance of them already drinking on the road because they've had to go forever to get it. And if it's like you're at the store and you can go right home and you're only a few minutes from home, you're more liable to leave it in the bag than, if you have to drive forever, you're going to pop one. It's just human nature, just how people are. Kind of crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. And that's like when they tried to legalize marijuana, for recreational use for adults. I was like, and they didn't pass it. And that was so funny because I was like, okay, so you just leave it out there where the drug dealers can pass it around. At least if you legalized it, it would shut down the drug dealers who is selling to them and the younger kids. So at least it would drop out the dealers. So I was just like, y'all crazy. Well, just a little on the cray side. Okay, is there X's yet? Just a wee bit. Because everybody's all worried about what someone else is doing. And of course, I live in the deep South, which is very churchy. Very, very churchy. And the churches have power. Churches have a lot of power. More than I ever knew they would. I mean, they have a lot of power. Like they passed building a casino in a town down the road, about 30 minutes from here. 3 years ago. 3 years ago, people, they passed getting this casino. And do you think that casino is in yet? No, that casino is not in yet because the churches don't want it there and they keep putting roadblocks up. And I mean, it's like it's always in court. I mean, it's been passed and it's been approved. They even bought the land, but they'll come up with this reason and that reason and this reason and that reason so that they can't start by breaking the ground. And the girl I worked with was like, well, I don't want it here because it's just going to bring in white trash. And I'm like, not everyone that goes to a casino is white trash. I said, I go to a casino. Cheryl goes to a casino. I said, the casinos will bring, better restaurants in. They'll bring in concerts. I said, it's not just all gambling. They're almost like a resort nowadays. I said, they'll bring in, concert venues and all kinds of stuff. And I wouldn't have to drive 5 miles or 500 miles, across counties to go to see one. It's crazy. Absolutely bonkers. But it's all because the churches don't want it. And they keep finding a way to keep it locked up and out. It passed. You're like, yay, it passed. Yeah, that didn't help at all. It was so funny because my sister, her church's reasoning was they didn't want kids to be without food and clothes, and they didn't want people driving on the roads, tearing up the roads to get to the casino. And so I looked at her and I just started laughing. I said, you do realize people are still going to casino, except for they drive out of state. They still spend their money, but they spend it in Oklahoma, Mississippi, and Louisiana. And they're still driving on our roads to get there, but we're not getting any income back from the revenue. I said, and, people still clothe and feed their kids, so it's not hurting them in that aspect. I said, so all of your reasoning just went flying out the window because they're still driving on our roads, they're still tearing up our roads, but we have nothing back from it to fix those roads. Whereas if we had it, they would get so much revenue from it to put back into fixing the roads. She just looked at me so dumbfounded. I was like, yeah. I said, how do you think they get to Oklahoma and all these places to go to their casinos? that are just right across the state line. She goes, ah, bah, 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 bah. And I'm like, yeah. And they still going. You ain't stopping them. They still going. They enjoying them very much. I think there's a bee over here. I saw maybe, yeah, there's a couple. There's a couple. There's a bee. I think there's a couple more somewhere. Yep, there's a bee. Any more? No. I think that's all the bees. So I hope everybody has a wonderful holiday, whatever one you practice. Everyone eats everything they like. They get presents that they enjoy. If they don't get presents, that they're at least with people that they're having a good time with. Everyone be rested, peaceful, all that good stuff. I am going to get out of here. I'm not even sure how long I've been on, but I'm going to pop out of here. I will see y'all in the premieres to come up probably. And y'all have a fantastic time. Love y'all. And we'll see you later. Bye. Okay, now how do I get in this? Not that way. Here it is. In there. There we go.